are you talking to? Who are you talking to? This is my mama's house. This is my mom's house.
This lame ass, broke ass boy.
Mom's little boyfriend is so sassy, yo. I never liked my mom's little boyfriend. Even before he moved in from off the street, I didn't like him. This man ruins everything, bro. And that's why I can't stand his goofy little...
Now, more men are opening up about their desire to avoid single mothers when it comes to dating and mating. And I came across this viral video that I think is a perfect description of why there are many men who are just saying no to single mothers. Let's check it out.
Nobody wants me to move out of my mom's house more than my mom's little boyfriend wants me to move out of my mom's house, and I want to talk about it. So come on, let's go. Mom and her little...
Oh God, okay.
Little boyfriend got together when I was 15. I'm 23.
Notice the little boyfriend. Y'all hear the antagonism in that? He's calling his mom's presumably grown adult male boyfriend little boyfriend. Total antagonism. Let's continue.
3 years old now. Do the math. That's 8 years my mom has been dating this guy for.
Okay, so this man met his mom when he was 15 years old. That is a very, very, very challenging time for just a human, period, let alone a boy who was growing into a man. 15 years old. That means there's been 15 years of him essentially being the man in the house. Really complicated dynamics. It's not to say that it can't work, but if it doesn't work, and if the boyfriend and the potential man, they don't get along together, oh, it could be really antagonistic. And I think that's what happened in this situation.
And guess what? He's been living with us 7.5 of those 8 years, bro. He had no problem packing his stuff up and moving it in my mom's house.
Oh gosh. So he moves into his mom's house. And so already you're seeing this power struggle, right? You have the boy, really him, who was 15, who still, for all intents and purposes, was the man of the house. Probably still feels a sense of ownership over his mom. Now you're getting into the son husband territory, and this is where it can get really complicated, because it's like, in one instance, it's natural for a boy to want to be a protector, but at the same instance, this boy was still her child, so he should not be put in that position. But it's only natural for boys who find themselves in that scenario to probably do so, and to want to put themselves in a sense of ownership, or to want to put themselves in a sense of protecting their mom, even when they don't really have the resources or the maturity to do so. This is a similar situation with Carlisha Hood, right? When her 14-year-old son had to come to her rescue, right? And ended up now a man is deleted. This is, again, a young kid who was put in a situation where he felt like he had to be the protector. He had to be the man in the scenario, although he was still a kid. And that might be the dynamics we see going on here, where this young boy feels like he should be the man, and probably has been the man in some capacities, although he's still a kid. And then now when a grown man comes into the scenario, it's complete territorial energy.
Never liked Lil Man. I never liked my mom's little boyfriend. Even before he moved in from off the street, I didn't like him.
Moved in from off the street? He makes it sound like she ended up with a bum. But, I mean, the fact that he moved in is definitely questionable. I wondered the context, but let's continue.
I knew I didn't like my mom's little boyfriend within 24 hours of meeting my mom's little boyfriend. Within the first 2 hours of meeting my mom's little boyfriend, he snitched on me for missing the bus.
Oh, God. It sounds like utter chaos. It just sounds like, yeah, antagonistic. God, it sounds like a nightmare. It sounds like a nightmare.
Within 10 hours of meeting my mom's little boyfriend, he kissed my mom in front of me. I was 15 back then. I didn't want smoke. Kiss my mom in front of me now. Kiss her. Kiss my mom right now.
I'm almost like, is this a joke? I want to say this is a joke. But even if this is a joke, or not a joke, this video, I think, is very real in that it probably represents a lot of toxic or complicated single parent, stepdad, stepchild situations. Not all of them. I know of some that are actually quite pleasant. but there's also many of them who are not. Let's continue.
But as of recently, my mom's little boyfriend started to feel himself. He started to feel himself. He's not asking, but he started telling me to do things. Telling me to take out the trash. Telling me to clean my room. The little boy even told me to start unplugging my charger from the wall when I'm not charging my phone.
Again, the little boy. So this is now a 23-year-old man has zero respect for the man in the mom's home. Again, this sounds like just literally a recipe for disaster. I can't imagine what it must be like to be in that home, but it's probably chaos. You have two men who are literally fighting and being territorial. I mean, you would hope that a grown man wouldn't feel the need to argue or bicker with a young teenager, but like I said, 15-year-old is a very, very complicated age. It really just sounds like a mess. It just sounds like a mess. And I'm not even halfway through the video, and I'm already seeing, yeah, would someone willingly sign up for the situation, or would they be like, you know what, I want to help minimize any potential for this ever happening for me if I'm dating and mating. Yeah, you probably want to minimize the potential of this ever happening. So with situations like this being possible, again, I can totally see why there's going to be people out there who are just like, I want nothing to do with single moms, especially if you yourself don't have kids. That seems reasonable. Now, I do think if a person does have a kid, let's say a man is a single parent and then he meets a woman that's a single parent and coming together, to me that seems more reasonable because they kind of understand each other's struggle. But if you don't have no kids and you were a man signing up for to be in a relationship with a single mom, yeah, it is an extra layer of complication no matter how you spin it. Not to say it can't work if you really love her or under certain components, but I also understand how there are going to be men who just completely want nothing to eat, don't even want to consider the scenario because of the possibility of things like this happening.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? This is my mama's house. This is my mom's house. Don't tell me nothing. But I started thinking, like, is he depressed because my mom is making him pay the electric bill?
This sounds like a mess. This sounds like an utter mess. It's like, where are the actual men in the scenario? That is a young boy who is now going into being a man. But if he didn't have a strong male father figure in his life to actually instill what it means to be a man, he's going to have to go through his own process. And then this dude living up in his mom's house, it don't sound like he's paying any bills. He's just now being forced to pay the electric bill. It's like, did this lady literally just sign up to have now 2 male children? Like, is that what she signed it up for? And if that's the case, then they're going to bicker and fight like children. And it just sounds like total imbalance.
So now he's worried about my phone being plugged in? Top of that, the most annoying part of everything is that he always feels the need to constantly remind me that I'm too old to be living at home. And then he likes to remind my mom that I'm also too old to be living at home and she needs to stop doing what she's doing for me. I mean, do you really want to talk about what we're too old for? Because you're too old to be beefing with me. You're too old to be beefing with me because at the end of the day, you're broke and we both live with my mom.
So, okay. It is more common, given the economy now, it is a lot more common to have grown adults who are working, by the way, staying at home with their parents. If they're not married, or maybe if they're trying to save up for a home. Sometimes they are even married with kids. Like, I know multiple people right now with multiple kids in the Bay Area living at home with their parents trying to save up. So I understand that there are scenarios where now in this generation, it's more common to have working adults living at home with their parents because they're trying to save up, get themselves in a better situation, whatever it may be. So I'm no longer just going to say just because somebody is at home with their parents or in between places or whatever, that they're lazy, that they're deadbeats, because that's just not the economy that we live in. With that said, I think it just depends. Again, if you're a young 20-something-year-old man, you're living at home with your parents, but you ain't working, you're not saving up for something, you're not working towards the ultimate goal, you're not maybe in between colleges or whatever, if you're just laying up there being a Madden King, then it's like, yeah, you probably need to get out. So I think it really just depends on the context. But like I said, it already sounds like from day one, there was no aspect of this relationship that was going to be set up for success. And you would hope that the adult in the relationship, being the stepdad, would be the bigger person and do what he could to try to help build a bond with the stepson. But that's a lot of work. And there's a lot of grown men out there who are just like, I don't want to be the bigger person. I don't want to have to go through this. This ain't my kid. This ain't my child. I don't want to have to do that. And if that's your perspective, then it's like, why sign up to be in a scenario where you're gonna continuously be antagonized by another young boy who will eventually turn into be a man? Why even put yourself in a situation for that?
What are you?
Oh gosh.
Bernardo, man, keep on playing. Keep on running your mouth. Let me find out you paying that electric bill and I'm gonna run it up. Actually, I'm gonna go get my little brother to do it because I'm tired of getting in trouble because of you.
A little brother. Ugh. Okay.
Dinks. Where you at? Dinks. Yeah, mom said that you need to turn on all the lights in the house and leave them on until she gets back because she's trying to see something.
Turn it off after.
No, don't turn them off. Just leave them on. Trust. You will be dealt with.
Okay, so again, that is a perfect example of why you have a lot of men out there who are just like, I want nothing to do with single parents. I want nothing to do with it. Prime example. And like I said, whether or not that was a joke, I want to believe that was a joke because it just seemed ridiculous. Even if that was a joke or if it was real, either way, it is a reflection of what actually goes on in people's household. So at the end of the day, I think the best way to avoid the situation is just to not get in it, right? Just avoid it completely. I think for women, as much as possible, try not to have kids out of wedlock. I mean, I always believe marry before you carry. I think that's the best way to go. I understand that there are women who get widowed. That happens. I understand things don't work out. That also happens. But again, you want to set yourself up for success as much as possible. And the data alone and the results alone show that having a whole bunch of different kids out of wedlock without men who are going to be there and help establish a firm foundation and help raise sons, it just creates more complication. There's no way around it. Doesn't mean you can't maybe some way still have a happy life and figure things out. It can happen, but why make it harder for yourself? You don't need to. So a lot of people resonate with this. This is why you have men saying, no deal. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. I don't think you should shame anybody into getting into a situation that could be completely antagonistic. But anyways, those are my thoughts. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know. Leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. Thank you so much for listening if you've come this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.